Hi, my name is Danny. I'm 39 years old. I'm from England. I worked in talent management. I'm a circumnavigator, and this is my story. I was interested in the Clipper race as I've always had a keen sense of adventure. I've done probably a couple of ski seasons, Rally International, a bit of travelling, the standard travelling around Southeast Asia. It's slightly trite, but you do only live once. Just to keep your life just going in the normal fashion is great for a while, but I feel I get itchy feet from time to time, as a lot of people do. It is a fair chunk of money, but in 30, 40 years' time, I don't want to be sat down with my grandchildren talking about the time I built an extension on my house, but I'd love to sit down and talk about the time I sailed around the world. I wanted an adventure. Everything had kind of aligned to make that happen. And I just thought, what a fantastic thing to do. Great experience, personal development, getting to meet new people. Everything about it ticked every box for me. I love team sport. I love being outside. I love taking on new things. I just thought, for me, it was very much all or nothing. It was either do the race and do the whole thing, become a round the worlder, or park it and perhaps revisit another day. It's so brilliant to, be able to say I am a round the world yachts person. I had never sailed before, so it was a slight leap into the unknown. Within a few days of sailing, or less than that, actually within 10 minutes of going out onto the Thames from St Catherine's Dock, the Tower Bridge open and thousands of people cheering, which was one of the best days of my life. I'm just like, this is incredible. As part of my circumnavigation, I've seen all sorts of weather, from wind holes for days to big storms, and there's been some big ones. Coming across the North Pacific, going from Subic Bay in the Philippines to Seattle in the US, we had a big storm as we kind of turned off the coast of Japan to make our way across the North Pacific proper. And typically the North Pacific should be downwind. It was very much not that for us. So kind of going into a big storm, we had storm sails up. I remember doing a film at the time for it, which went fairly viral, just showing the conditions on board.
So this morning, Ian spied an opportunity, and we turned right to cross the Pacific proper. The sea state is, that thing was officially called absolute roughtings. It's 50 knots across the bow. Everyone's loving it. Seattle, here we come. Breeze on!
And I wouldn't want to do an entire year in those conditions, but when you get a day or two or a week, and you're like, you're really pushing yourself, and the boat's flying along, and it's exhilarating. It's hard, but it's exhilarating. Crossing an ocean or just doing a race down a coast is brilliant achievement enough, and no matter where you place, everyone should be rightly proud of themselves for having achieved what they've achieved. But obviously an icing on the cake is to get a podium, and we've been fortunate enough to have a few of them. Standing on the podium at the end of the race is fantastic. I think highlight in particular for me, crossing the North Pacific to Seattle in the States, and we finished second after a 37-day crossing, which was fairly epic. To be able to do that was just amazing, quite emotional. It was brilliant. Ian, our skipper, gave me the champagne to, fizz up and spray on everyone when we got in. I absolutely loved it, feeling like a, Formula One racing driver. And then having the prize giving the next day, getting up there, everyone cheering, it's a brilliant feeling. There are times on the race when it is, of course, difficult to get out of your bunk, when it is cold, when it's wet, when you're nice and cozy in your sleeping bag and you're going to be putting on some damp clothes and going up and getting hit by wave upon wave. And I wrote about it in one of my blogs, in fact. And I think you just have to keep going. The moment you don't get out of bed once, you're done. because that's it, you've lost the motivation. You have to keep going. It's like, you know, you're part of a bigger picture. You can't stop, everyone's relying on you. So you just take it watch by watch and put on those clothes, and that, you know, you get shaken, it's 3 a.m. No one wants to get up at 3 a.m. There's never a time that I've wanted to get out of bed at 3 a.m, but you get out of bed at 3 a.m, you don't lie there, you get out, you brush your teeth, and you put on your clothes, and then you get up on deck, and you know what? It's great when you're up there. Getting to land after a difficult or long crossing is always fantastic. We've seen some amazing skylines. You know, coming into New York obviously is brilliant, but coming into, you know, Washington and then up into Seattle, like seeing the snow-capped mountains, just fabulous. Coming into Derry, Londonderry, and, you know, getting back, so the UK, and it's never not a great feeling to hit land. I love the sailing, but then it's great. It's great to get in and to be able to celebrate the sailing you've just done. Life's about experiences, and of course there's trade-offs, and you can't be sailing around the world every year of your life, but it's lovely to be part of that fairly small number of people who've made it that whole way, gone through so much in terms of emotional, physical, financial investment to get here, and for something that started years ago to finally have done it and say you've done it. It's humbling, and I feel proud and emotional for doing it, and it's brilliant. And you know, it's rare to just be able to pat yourself on the back, and it's not a very English thing to do, but yeah, I think good on me, good on me and good on us for doing it, because what an achievement, what an achievement.